A very good evening and welcome to KTN Business News. My name is Abi Agina. Kenya is on the cusp of starting to export oil beginning next year if plans by the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum fall in place. The country, which is a net importer of oil, has over 600 million barrels of oil discoveries located in northern Kenya. On this week's edition of Transformers, we take a look at what this means for Kenya at a time when the country is at crossroads with Uganda, South Sudan, Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo over the construction of a trans-border oil pipeline which could turn the country into a petroleum hub for Eastern Africa. Kenya is considered as the regional gateway into East Africa. The recent admission of South Sudan in the East Africa community has raised the regional bloc to a consumer population of about 160 million people, meaning more markets for traders. With Kenya being strategically located in the region, the country through its port of Mombasa has unmatched access to the hinterland countries. The country discovered oil in Turkana, which is deemed to be commercially viable, thus raising prospects for the country. The oil located in northwest of Kenya is being explored by British firm Tullow Oil and African Oil. The oil fields are estimated to hold about 600 million barrels, which can serve the country for over 300 years. On average, Kenya spends a whopping $350 US, approximately 350 billion shillings in oil imports. But once the country starts exporting oil, this could change significantly.
I think let's not mix the two. The early oil project is totally different from the northern pipeline. This is just to fast track our oil production, which is estimated to be about 100,000 per day.
The government is confident that it is set to start oil exports by September this year, despite experts maintaining that the earliest time is 2020.
The early oil is only a project for Kenya, not a project for the region.
And whilst this could be good news in tackling the high cost of doing business, there are some pending key infrastructural issues around construction of an oil pipeline.
The oil prices are 30 now. They will be able to produce about 2,000 barrels per day.
With Kenya not functional oil refinery at the moment, this has impacted the cost of fuel. Kenya, in collaboration with its neighboring countries, had hatched a grand plan to build an oil pipeline linking Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda and South Sudan. The deal, pegged at 400 billion shillings, has faced headwinds, with Uganda opting out of the deal, citing that the Kenya route for the oil pipeline was not cost-effective.
The northern pipeline, to make economic sense, you have to include the one of Uganda, 200,000. That makes 300,000. And that's why the negotiations are still on course on the agreement between the two countries.
Tanzania's presidential press unit disclosed that President John Magufuli met Uganda's Yoweri Museveni and that the two agreed that the pipeline will pass through Tanga. Abi Agina, KTN Business. The partnership between KTN and Bamba TV is enjoying increased numbers a few weeks after the deal was struck. While speaking during a breakfast meeting with advertising agencies and clients, Standard Group's Chief Executive Officer Sam Shulei expressed the need to reach out to the unreachable at the most affordable rates in digital television. KTN News and KTN Home boast of top viewership rates in Kenya and around the region, and now the plan is to expand the reach to all East African countries with the best content in Kenyan history. Bamba TV, that currently has a presence high of over 10 high-density counties in Kenya, is looking to further grow the business.
A package that is able to give you not just general audiences, but also niche audiences. And that's very big. And coming from one media house, being able to only speak to one media house to do that, or one sales team, it's a great thing for the advertisers, because to go all over the place, doing all sorts of research. They just come to a one-stop shop.
It's the first time in Africa that you have 30 channels for free. And these are world-class, absolute pay TV style channels that we brought from all over the world, including some that we are developing for Kenya, available for free. I mean, don't you like something free? You know, everybody does, especially if it's good quality. But more than that, for advertisers, it means for the first time you can book 30 channels in one place.
And today's event was critical in terms of creating those partnerships with our clients, with our advertisers, to be able to show the specific audiences that our content will be reaching and how that value proposition pegs to whatever their marketing objectives are.
Whether you go to KTN or to Bamba, they will give you this particular offering. I think the big thing is that it has to be the bundle. So you have to buy both and KTN as a bundle as opposed to standalone buying decisions.
Indeed, don't be left behind. Do get on board. In a season of listed company results, Bamburi Cement and CIC Insurance are the latest to release their results with good news for cement company, but dim results for CIC Insurance. In our corporate briefs, KTN's Ashley Mazuri also reports on the good news about the newly won award by Kenya Airways.
Kenya Airways has won an International Safety Award from the British Safety Council in recognition of its commitment to keep its workers and workplace healthy and safe during the 2015 calendar year. According to Kenya Airways, the award is in recognition of the airline's efforts to improve its work environment and protection of its employees. On to listed company results, Bamburi Cement Limited has seen its pre-tax profits rise to 19.3 billion shillings from 17.3 billion shillings in the December 2015, attributed to improved market conditions in both Kenya and Uganda. Meanwhile, CIC Insurance Group reported a 5% drop in its full-year financial report for the year ended December 2015, from 13.3 billion shillings in 2014 to 12.6 billion shillings in 2015. This drop was largely due to increased interest rates and the notable depreciation of the East African currencies against the US dollar in the second half that turned the year into an extremely challenging one. Ashley Mazuri, KTN Business.
Many thanks there, Ashley, and that's how we wrap up KTN Business. The shilling is still trading at a stable of 101.75, as well as KQ was among the biggest movers today, moving about 1.97 million shares. My name is Abiagina. Let's do this next week as well. Coming up next is Word on the Street.